Praise. So first and foremost, I want to say Kahala Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Wahamalak Yahweh Shah is our praises to the Father Yahweh in the name of the Messiah and the King Yahweh Shah, who were English called Jesus Christ. All right, Soldier Isaiah reporting in from Sakari, Dallas, Sakari DTA sector. Right, come with another installment to the Words to the Wise series. Right, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. Right, this is gonna be a powerful topic, man. This is gonna be a very worthy conversation to be had. Lord willing, you all share this amongst the people that you care for, amongst the people that you feel like have wronged you potentially, you know what I mean, or did not show themselves in a proper manner of what you would consider a friend or a brother, right? Or you know what I'm saying, things that you just can reflect upon, right, and consider your ways and see, am I being what is deemed a proper friend according to the scriptures, right? Because the title of this video is going to be no superficial, no shallow friendships. All right, we're not in this thing to be creating superficial and shallow friendships. You understand me? So through the spirit and power, y'all, but y'all, we're gonna show all of the wisdom that our forefathers gave us in regards to how we conduct ourselves as brothers and as friends. All right. So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Praise. Boom. So first and foremost, right, we're gonna go to Sirach 6th chapter. We're gonna start from the top. It says, instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame, and reproach. All right. So if you're a friend with somebody, you call yourself cool with somebody, it's saying don't become an enemy to that person, right? Because it, as soon as you become that person's enemy, you inherit an ill name. Why? Because what, that friendship should have been conducted in a manner that would have prevented anything like that from happening. All right. So people gonna be like, nah, but this dude, he end up, you know what I mean? He end up crossing him, he shiesty, et cetera, et cetera. You understand? So instead of a friend, become not an enemy. All right, because within that, you get a ill name, shame, and reproach. It's a shameful thing to not be friends with people you were once friends with, right? Even unless they were, you know what I'm saying, wicked, and you felt like you had to just, remove yourself from them, then that's reasonable. But anything else, man, you don't try your best to be a friend. It says, even so shall a sinner that have a double tongue. All right, we're gonna jump down to verse 5. It says, sweet language will multiply friends, right? You don't gotta be all rough and whatnot with your friends. You don't gotta always be a gorilla. You know what I mean? You got also speak to your friends in a manner that will bring life into you, put life into them. You understand? Wake their spirit up, right? Quicken their spirit. And the first speaking tongue will increase kind greetings, because when you show yourself to be this type of person, right, you're able to increase kind greetings. You're able to convince others to behave in a manner that you're treating them. You understand? It says, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. And even though your goal is to be at peace with as many people as possible, it doesn't mean you have to take counsel from everyone, right? You only have select few people that you're willing to take counsel from or take heed to their advice, because you know that that person is actually not counseling for themselves. They're counseling with the intent of your embetterment in mind. All right. If thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. Right. So now it's time to deem whether or not this person is a friend. Right. Okay, you done met somebody. Right. Now it's time to deem whether or not this person is either a friend or someone that is to be I'm at peace with, but not actually their friend, right? You know what I mean? They have to be proven, they have to be tried, right? And be not hasty to credit him, right? Because you don't want to be too quick to give a person your friendship, because next thing you know, they'll become your enemy, or they were your enemy from the beginning and you never knew it, right? For some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble, right? You don't want to be around people, or you don't want to be this person, right? For a person that's only a friend for his own occasion, only cool with you for the benefit of themselves, right? For their own selfish reasons, right? Don't be that guy. And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, right? When it's time to eat, like the saying say, right? Yeah, if you want to eat, bring a plate to the table. You understand? Everybody at this table brings something to it. This is not a banquet. This is a potluck. You understand? So if you want to be a companion at the table, you need to have brought some. You have to have went through things with us to be able to sit at this table. It says again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction, because the only people you want at that table is the people you know are going to be steadfast with you in the days where you're experiencing hardships. All right, but in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself and will be bold over thy service. Right, and when you're up, right, he gonna act like he you around the folks that's, you know what I'm saying, that's under you. Right, you might have your sons or whatever. Like he'll behave as if he's their father. Right, when you're up. But it say verse 12, if thou be brought low, he will be against thee and will hide himself from thy face. Now you don't hear nothing from him though. Right, when you experience them trials, them hardships, right, now he's nowhere to be found. Right, in the day of your affliction, he will not continue with you. Verse 13, separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends. All right, so this is the goal, right? You want to be able to categorize people. Okay, this is not really a friend, that's an enemy, right? Okay, this is a friend. Let me make sure I conduct myself toward this person as though I would want them to conduct themselves towards me. You understand? You got to take heed of your friends. Be very mindful of those you call friends and treat them as such, right? And the scriptures are going to go into ways that you prove yourself as a friend as well, right? This is why you take heed of your friends, because a faithful friend is a strong defense. And he that have found such as one have found a treasure, right? You find a friend, a faithful friend, right? You have found a treasure on the earth because they are so few. Like Solomon said, I have went and counted, and among the 1,000 I found one honorable man, right? But amongst the women I found none. But nevertheless, if you find that one faithful, at least that one faithful friend, man, you found a treasure above all gold, right? Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellence is unvaluable, right? You can't put a value on the price or the worth of a faithful friend. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. Right? When you begin to fear the Lord, he'll put a faithful friend in your life. Right? He'll put a brother in your life, man. Right? Verse 17, whoso feareth Yahweh shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. And like I said, you want to be around those who are of like mind as you. So if you shiesty, if you shallow with the friendship that you create, then guess what? The people around you are going to be the same way. They're going to behave towards you the same way they behave, the same way you behave towards them. Right. But if you're a fear of Yahweh, you're going to direct your friendship right, man. Right. You're going to treat your friends in the proper manner. Right. Let's get to Sirach chapter 37. Right. Because this is the passage that really promoted and encouraged me to do this through the Spirit. Sirach 37, verse 1. It said, every friend saith, I am his friend also. But there is a friend which is only a friend in name. Right? We don't have time for people who is only a friend in name. All right. You check that person, you see, okay, all right, he really only cool with me by name. He really only a clout chaser. Right? Man just on my dick. Right? But he just say I'm his friend too. Yeah, that's my homie too. Yeah, that's my homeboy too. But in reality, he don't really fuck with you. Right? You don't want to be around that person, and you don't want to be that person, especially don't be that person, you fucking clown. Verse 2, is it not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy? Right? We hate the idea of a friend becoming our foe, man. We don't want to see that. Yeah, right. Especially somebody that you sincerely love, man. Oh, wicked imagination. Whence cometh thou in to cover the earth with deceit? Verse 4. There is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. right? You got some that in your prosperity, he rejoices, but in your time of trouble will be against you. There is a companion which helpeth his friend for the belly. He helped his friend only for the sake of his own belly, and taketh up the buckler against his enemy, against the enemy, right? Yeah, he'll fight for you, right? He'll help you, right? But only for the belly. Forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches, right? When you got a friend, don't forget him. Always keep him on in the forefront of your brain, bro. Right? And don't be especially don't be forgetful of him when you come up, right? When you make it, right? You don't want to be the guy that looked at it, oh man, he switched up when he got rich. You understand? And that's what it's saying. Be not unmindful of him in thy riches. When you get rich, when you receive that blessing from the Lord, right? Direct that friendship aright, right? Show you actually fear Yahweh, and keep your friends near you when it's time for you to enjoy your riches as well, right? And we're gonna get that. Sirach 29. Matter of fact, let's get that, man. Sirach 29. We're gonna go to verse 10, right? This is the book. We're gonna start at verse 10. It said, lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let it not rest under a stone to be lost. Right? If you got a friend, he in a time of trouble, and you up, be mindful of him, bro, and lose your money for him. Don't just be like, oh, it's just I ain't got it. You let him struggle, right? Because in your affliction, he ain't let you struggle, right? He looked out for you. So in the same sense, lose that money for your brother and your friend, right? And like I said, let it not rest under a stone and be lost, because eventually you're gonna lose that bread anyway, right? Don't just hoard the bread. Know what I mean? Knowing that your brother need it, look out for him, man. Look out for your brother. Ain't nothing wrong with it. All right. Because in the end, he gonna love you regardless if you got the bread or not. If you give to him or not, he's still gonna show that love. So be that same person. Let's see. What's that? Proverbs 17 is a friend. Boom. I want to say verse 17. Boom. Right. It says, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Right. It says, a friend loveth at all times. It don't matter what situation you in. It don't matter what that person's going through. It don't matter what you going through. That person, if he's a true friend, he's gonna love you at all times. You're gonna experience true camaraderie from that person at all times, right? And a brother is born for adversity. All right. When it comes time for it, you want to be the brother that when somebody's in adversity, they reach out to you because they know you're gonna be there for them. Understand? Right? Let's go to the next chapter. Matter of fact, let's see about going to the next chapter. No, I ain't want that. You finna play that game. 18. Right, what's that? Verse 24. Boom. Exactly. Boom. Proverbs 18 and 24. It says, a man that have friends must show himself friendly, right? Be the person that, because you've shown yourself to be a friend, you've exhibited what it means to truly be a friend and a brother, right? That when a person is in adversity, when a person is going through affliction, they reach out to you, right? And there is a friend that stick close to a brother. And this verse, bro, the only person, well, I have two people, right, that I know for a fact that I deem friends that stick close to a brother. Right, the first and foremost is my little brother Nakamaya, right? He has shown himself friendly. He sticks closer than any brother I've ever had, right? And then you have my little brother, Sakayan, man, Slim, bro, right? There is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. You understand? People that you know, man, even if I had no family on this earth, right? These two people that I can know for a fact have been tried and true and proven to be people that are going to be willing to stick with me through affliction, right? As well as ups, right? Put their brains, you know what I'm saying, with minds and ponder on ways to, you know what I'm saying, and better ourselves, right? Right. Like I say, speaking sweetly amongst each other, right? Being there for each other, right? Counseling for them in a proper manner, not for myself, right? And them doing the same thing and vice versa, right? So it said there is a friend that's sticking closer than a brother. We all have this brother, right? This brother right here that's sticking closer, this friend that's sticking closer than a brother, right? That's the one that his value is immeasurable, right? So take heed to that person, right? Take heed so you don't hear from that man in a couple days. Hey, you better call it, man, right? Make sure you cool. Make sure you ain't going through nothing, right? Make sure you ain't imploding at the house, right? This sick ass captivity that we in, man, right? Let's get over to Proverbs 27. Boom. Right? Proverbs 27, verse 5. It says, open rebuke is better than secret love. We love this, right? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Watch this though. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful, right? You want to be able to hear that rebuke from somebody that you know care about you, because those wounds are faithful, right? Those wounds weren't given to you from your enemy. It was given to you from somebody that actually had your best interest at heart. But the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. You understand? So that's what you want to be aware of, man. You don't want to just look at it like, this person is he always on my head. Well, good. You need somebody on your ass, especially in this walk, man. Somebody's gonna hold you accountable, right? Because your enemy, they gonna deceive you. They gonna let you think everything's smooth. You know what I mean? With those kisses, with those soft words. But in reality, they're hoping you fall. They're hoping you're destroyed. Right? The full soul loathed than honeycomb, but to the hungry, so every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Watch this. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart. So doeth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Right? When you know that you get a good sound counsel from your brother, from your friend, it rejoices your heart. You get a certain boost in your spirit. Like, dang, see, I'm glad I called them. I'm so glad I talked to you. Right? The same way that ointment and perfume, right? When you putting them ointments on, you putting them oils on, them essential oils, and you putting that smell good on, and you like, dang, man, I'm feeling myself. The same way in spiritual aspects, when your friend give you a good, healthy counsel, one that was worthy, right? That uplifts your spirit, right? Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not only your friend, but the friends of your father, right? Those quote unquote uncles, like, yeah, that's my uncle right there, right? But he really is a friend of the family, really just your pops, homeboy. Don't forsake them. Neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off, right? For when you got them homies or people that's close by, it's better to have them near than brothers that are far off. All right, let's go back to Sirach. And we just pushing through this, man. Lord willing, y'all can go back through, really ponder on these words, really meditate on these scriptures. All right, jump down to verse 12. This book of Sirach chapter 7 verse 12, it says, devise not a lie against thy brother, neither do the like to thy friend. Like I say, it's also going to explain to you ways in order for you to show yourself a true friend, right? By not devising a lie against thy brother or thy friend. Okay, don't create bullshit gossip about people that you know you care, where you're supposed to be showing that you care about, right? People that care about you. Don't be out here slandering their name, man. Telling fables about these people, right? Verse 18, change not a friend for any good by no means. It don't matter what the bribe is. It don't matter what the benefit of you doing what it's saying, changing a friend, right? No matter what quote unquote material, physical benefits you get from it, don't do it. All right, neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir. It's better to have a faithful brother. It's better to have a solid friend than any gold, any riches, any good on the earth. Understand? So keep that in consideration, because when it's time to show yourself a friend, when it's time to show yourself a brother, don't choose anything over your friendships, man. All right. Verse chapter 9. It says, chapter 9, what, verse 10? Boom. This book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 10, it says, forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him. We don't want shallow friendships, bro. All them new friendships that we end up in, like Drake said, no new friends. Why did he say that? Because he know that the old friends are the ones that can't be compared, just like fine wine, right? Just like wine, man. Wine is best when it's aged. You understand? The same way a friendship is better when it's aged. So those new friendships, they don't compare to the old ones, bro. So you want to keep and take heed to them brothers and them. Those, we got sisters too that you might have as friends and close relatives, right? Those lasting relationships are much better than the new ones, right? It says, "What forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him." A new friend is as new wine, right? Still bitter, right? It hasn't attained that sweetness, right? When it is old, thou shalt drink it with pleasure. You understand? When that friendship has aged, when y'all have grown to know each other, been through things, like I said, become tried and true, proven each other, right? You shall drink the fruit, the wine of their friendship with pleasure, right? And that's what we're looking for, right? Drinking that old wine with our old friends. You understand? Let's go over Sirach 12. We're just gonna keep it pushing, man. We're gonna keep it pushing right through the spirit. Sirach 12, we're gonna jump to verse 8. Boom. It says a friend cannot be known in prosperity and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity, right? The same way you can't really tell who your friends are. That's why it's so important to let them age. Because most of the time you meet people as friends, and most of the time you're in an okay position in life, right? But then eventually, once it's time to see if they're gonna stick around during your adversities, they're gonna be obviously against you, obviously antagonistic, right? An enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart, right? So a man has to be aware that sometimes, bro, when I go through adverse situations, everybody not gonna be their friend that sticks around, right? Some people are only friends during my prosperity, right? You'll be able to see that your enemy is truly your enemy, because when you're in the prosperity, your enemies are going to be grieving. Your enemies are going to hate. They're going to side eye you, right? They're going to look at you and, what about me? Try to find ways to downplay your success, right? But in your adversity, sometimes, bro, you don't even got your friend to look forward to, right? But you also do have those, Lord willing, if you're a law-abiding citizen, right, under the power of Yahweh, right, under the banner of Yahweh, he'll give you that faithful friend. He'll give you that faithful brother, right? For those times of adversity, for those times of trouble, right? Sirach, we're going to go over to chapter 14. Watch this. This is a cold. This is a cold, man. Boom. Verse 13. Right? Because we go down here to verse 14, right, where it says, defraud not thyself of the good day, and let not the part of a good desire overpass. He's saying, look, we can enjoy ourselves, man, because like that's good wisdom, right? Don't defraud yourself of the good day. But if you read up, what does it say? Right? It says, verse 13, do good unto thy friend before thou die. Right? When you got a friend, make sure you do good unto him. Don't be unmindful, or don't forget about him. Right? And according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him. Always be willing to give to your friend. Like the scripture said, lose thy money for thy brother and for thy friend. Right? Let's just sit under a rock and rust. Understand? The same way, stretch your hand out to those you know as your friend. Do good unto them before you die. Right? This is how you show yourself a true friend. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Sirach chapter 22. It's a good one too, man. Sirach chapter 22. Sirach got the gems, bro. We gotta take heed to these things, though. We gotta really be considerate of these things and understand that, okay, boom. If I want to be a wise man, if I want to be looked at as a solid friend, if I want to be looked at as this and this, I have to behave myself in a certain manner. Like I said, a friend must show him, he that has friends must show himself friendly. That's truth. Right? Sirach 22 and 20. It says, whoso casteth a stone at the birds fled them away, he that upbraideth his friends breaketh friendship. Right? Same way you throw stones at a bird, you make them scatter, they start flying away. The same way that when you upbraid your friend, you break their friendship. Right? And this is going into, even though you might end up getting into it with your homeboys, you might end up getting into it with your brothers, your partners, right? Nevertheless, there's a potential of reconciliation. There's a potential of getting that brother back because because that relationship so thorough, right? Even though y'all might disagree for a time, y'all might get mad at each other for a time, y'all will still come back into that same fold. Y'all will still come back into that bond that y'all are. That bond doesn't go anywhere, right? It said, even though thou drewest a sword at thy friend, yet despair not, for their way there may be a turning to favor or returning to favor, right? It don't matter. You done pulled your sword out, y'all done got to fighting and whatever, right? Put a gun out on you, might have been mad out enraged or whatever, and put a gun out on them, right? But that true friend, right? Because of the aging of the friendship, he can understand, man. He was just pissed off, man. He ain't never act like that toward me. You understand? Man, ain't never said nothing like that toward me. So once those situations happen, don't despair, right? Just be sincere when you asking for apology, right? If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation. Except for upbraiding or pride, you see that? Or pride or disclosing of secrets, you better not do that. Don't be out here disclosing the secrets. Or a treacherous wound, for these things, every friend will depart. Right? You might say something slick towards your homeboy, right? Don't trip. You can still get your friend back. You might fight with your homeboy, don't trip. You can still get your friend back, right? But if you're going to be the one upbraiding, being prideful, disclosing secrets, or performing things that would cause treacherous wounds to them people, hey, you wasting your time, right? You're not getting that brother back, right? You're gonna jump down. I would not be ashamed to defend a friend, right? I would not be ashamed to defend a friend, right? When you see your brother going through something, you see people speaking ill against you, you better defend them. You understand? Right? Don't hide yourself from him. When he needs you, you better be there for him. And if any evil happened unto me by him, everyone that hears it will be aware of him. Right? In the same way, whatever evil happened to other people by you, people got to be aware of you. Right? Because you showed yourself not a true friend. Right? But if you're always there at your friend's defense, you always there, you don't never let nobody talk sideways about them if they ain't around, etc., etc. Right? If something happens to you by way of him, everyone that you spoke to about that, everybody that you vouched for him towards, right? They gonna be aware of him. You gotta watch that man, because that man would actually saw the dude actually cared about him. He still did him sideways, right? Who shall set a watch before my mouth and a seal of wisdom upon my lips, that I fall not suddenly by them, that my tongue destroy me not, right? Don't allow your tongue to destroy you. We're gonna skip that because that's not really a part of the topic. Last verse we're gonna go to through the spirit, right? It's Sirach chapter 40. Boom. We're going to jump down to verse 23. Boom. Sirach chapter 40, verse 22. Thine eye desireth favor and beauty, but more than both corn while it is green. A friend and companion never meet amiss, right? If you got a homie, y'all don't never, when they say y'all in sync, that's what me and Nakama, y'all always say, man, we in sync as hell right now. It's crazy, right? And so I might be thinking about something. He might call me and talk about the exact same thing, right? Or vice versa. Or it might be along the lines of, like, sometimes you might call and boom, the conversation leads to something. You like, dang, bro, I was just thinking about that, right? Y'all never meet a miss, right? Same business strategy, same business ideas and things of that nature. But above both is a wife with her husband, right? Even though you got that with your brothers, you also want that with your wife above anything else, right? Never meeting a miss, right? What you would say, always on one accord. Verse 24, brethren and help are against time of trouble. What it say, brethren and help are against time of trouble, right? Those are the physical aspects, right? You have literal physical counterparts on the earth, which are your brethren and your friends, which are there for help, to help you in your time of trouble, against the times of trouble, right? But it say, but arms shall deliver more than them both. You see it? But alms shall deliver more than them both. Freely giving those free will offerings shall deliver you more than them both, because those alms are being stored as riches in heaven, right? In the eyes of the Most High, right? So those alms will deliver you much quicker than the brethren and your friend. But nevertheless, your brethren and your friends are help against the times of trouble that you may experience. All right. So with knowing this, with having the understanding that your friends are there for you in your time of trouble, you need to be there for them in their time of trouble, right? You need to conduct yourself in a manner that would suggest that you even deserve that type of commitment, right? You need to prove that you deserve that type of loyalty, man, right? That shit is earned. Their respect is earned, right? So show yourself friendly, show yourself a true brother, right? And that's one of the 12 stones of Sakari, man. Is extremely underestimated, underappreciated stone, man. Right? A soldier values camaraderie and brotherhood. You understand? You gotta value your friends. You gotta value the people that care for you, right? Show value to those that you know that you care for as well. Right? Don't just act like it don't mean. Like I said, the fool have said I have no friends. Right? Don't lie to yourself. Like we all get in them times where we become doubtful of the people around us. We become doubtful of ourselves. Right? But don't be the guy that, even though you know this person care about you, you know this person has always been there for you. You say, man, ain't my partner. You're lying to yourself. Right? So do what you can to be a true brother. Do what you can as much as you can before thou diest, right? Before you die, make sure you've been a brother to somebody. Right? Make sure you've been a true friend to somebody, right? And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.